have major thunderstorm, rainstorm things going on right now. And because of that, it's really dark in here. Because of that, we have really poor reception. So hang in there. I might have to light a lamp. Paige, can you get me the lighter and the candle? Light some of these lamps and see if we can get some light. Fridge, the lighter. Fridge is the candle.
We're on top of the fridge.
It might also be on the bench. So, sorry. So what is happening today is that I spent the day plastering the ceiling between the and let's see if I can, I'm going to see if I can light these really quick, guys. I didn't realize that we were going to have such poor, camera would show up so poorly. So I'm going to go ahead and light the lamp and see if it makes a difference.
Oh.
You want to talk for a minute?
Hey guys, so I don't know how good you can see, but today was PJ day at school, so it was really fun. And you can see the candle in the back that Mom has. It just looks like a blob of light, but
Is that any
it's
better?
our best.
Okay, go ahead and hop up.
Is that any better?
Here's the lighting. Here, babe. Okay, is that any better? We can see faces now. Sorry, guys, I have to put in the earphones. For some reason, it helps me focus more. So, again, I've been plastering, and then I got some on metal. I got the paint that we used on the floors upstairs, and I'm going to try them on the wall. I have some plaster that fills holes in on metal, and so I'm going to plaster the holes, and then I'm going to paint it. And so I'm going to wash it, plaster the holes, paint it, see what it looks like. If I like what it looks like, I might whole room white. It's actually the color is actually called applesauce. It's a white with a teeny tiny bit of pink in it. You can't really tell that it looks pink, it looks white, but it does. It has a tiny bit of pink in it.
Can I go outside?
No, it is thundering and lightning.
That is an Iowa
If you're going to interrupt me, I will find you some schoolwork. How does that sound? Because I have extra schoolwork for you. Would you like to maybe finish sewing your doll right now?
I already finished. Now I'm
Okay, then you can find another project. Thank you. Okay, I will go and see if anybody is saying anything. All right, there's Swamp Creek saying hi. And yes, today was their, was it your pajama day or your athletic day?
Yeah.
Yes, we do have candlelight. Okie Girl is here. Hello.
Hey,
Let's
Okie
see.
Girl.
So, I wasn't sure I wanted to keep finishing things up, but it looks like we are delayed on getting everything put together in Oklahoma. We have just a little bit more of a delay, and so we could be here further into the winter than we thought we would be. And today I was filming, and it was driving me crazy looking at the uneven edge of the tin above the wood stove. The overlapping and the unevenness is driving me crazy. So I'm going to do the little fixes that I can right now that'll make it look better to live in, but more importantly, make it look better for camera, because it drives me crazy to look at it every day and when I'm filming and have it look awful. So that tin up on the ceiling may have to go. It may just have to go. I might not be able to handle it.
I think it looks good.
What?
I think it looks great.
Well, I compare it to the side over here because we finished the side of the kitchen so that the tin is actually overlapped by wood. So much better than the side where it's tin on tin on tin. That I think if we're here long enough and we have time, we will just keep working on it. Making tiny little purchases at a time. Today I bought another can of the expanding foam to put around places in the sleeping loft. One thing that we're having a problem with is moths. What?
I was up in Mom's loft, and we slept together, and Mom kept on hitting moths.
You're not very modest. I need you to get some clothes on. No, you can't undress. Make sure you're out of the camera before you get dressed, okay? There's been a progression of insects. Please don't hit the lamp, Kaya. I need you to be mindful. There's been a progression of insects. In the beginning, it was earwigs, lots and lots of earwigs everywhere. Now we don't get any earwigs, but we are getting moths. At the same time, we're getting some other kind of insect that smells really bad when you squish it. It's some kind of moth. No, you need to be getting dressed right now.
Just can't see.
So they're not horrible, but what I have found is if I take my phone up and look at my phone for a little while in the sleeping loft, it will attract all the moths out and I can kill them before I go to bed, because if I don't, if I just go straight to bed, then it's like the moths fall asleep at night and then like they pass out and fall on top of me and it wakes me up all night. There's not as many as there used to be. The more we airtight close in the little house, the fewer bugs there are. I've seen a couple spiders, but not very many. So I think we're starting to kind of pull things in and exclude the bugs a little better. So what else? I'm also going to paint the floor. Reason being that I do have an inside shower now that we bring in when we use it. It's stored out in the outdoor shower, but when we use it at night, we bring it in here. Like for instance tonight, because we have a lot of wind. But even though we try really hard not to get any water on the floor, there's always a drip or two, and I don't want my plywood floor to swell or crack or sink or do anything like that. So I bought paint today to paint the floor. It's supposed to be dry within 2 hours. So if I were to start it as soon as the girls left for school, it should be dry enough to walk on by the time they get home. And so that's kind of what I'm planning on. The problem is I don't have a vacuum. And so getting fine dust off the ground is going to be a problem. I'll probably have to go from
Grandma and Grandpa still have ours.
From Grandma and Grandpa. Please don't say Grandma and Grandpa's last name, okay? Swamp Creek Cabin said, we have had gnats. Is that how you spell that?
Why gnats?
And recently had a hatch out of daddy longlegs. Yeah, we found a lot of they're like little flies. We had daddy longlegs on the load of rough cut lumber that we moved over into the boneyard. And haven't had any in the house. We've had some other kind of thing that it kind of looks like like
this with two thin little things like this, and it's like 6 legs. Is that it?
I don't know. It kind of looks like a moth, but it's skinny and long.
Yeah, with 2 things right there.
And they stink. If you squish them, they just stink.
Yeah, and my sweater smells like them.
Yeah, it's not pleasant. And the thing I don't like about squishing really big moths is that they're just, they're so crunchy. Ugh, they're gross. Right. Other than those like little flying visitors at night, it hasn't been too bad. John thinks that I need to skirt the bottom of the trailer because we're not on a permanent foundation. So Creek Cabin said, I just think of it as a house of 10 plagues. I know, any kind of like old construction or off-grid construction, it just feels like you get, it feels like you get wave after wave of little critters that want to come and visit with you. I thought I heard a mouse the other night.
Winter.
We still get hobo spiders in the winter because then they crawl from outside to the inside where it is warm. And so we still get we get our worst plague in the fall and winter when our very big spiders start to climb in. So that's the time of year when we get spider traps. We don't spray or anything. We just get spider traps. Let's see. So let's see what else is going on. We had lots of rain today. The house is warm and dry. Heat well, it holds cold well depending on which happened the most recently. Like right now, it's nice and warm in here. I have my jacket on because
people are saying.
I have my jacket on because we did have really quick, but it's not cold in here. Just a little bit of a sweater and keeping our shoes on and having the light on at the same time to warm it up really quickly.
Yeah, it's a lot warmer.
The only problem is because I did that plaster today, it's a little stinky in here from the plaster.
Very. I went out to the bathroom. I don't think it was raining.
Well, no, but it's cold outside. Didn't you think it was cold outside?
Yeah. My little toy.
Yep. Swamp Creek Cabin said, so true. One critter after another. Our kittens have started catching mice. Yay, that is wonderful.
Our kittens eat grasshoppers. So I made this little fish. My doll I made. And I'll go get my doll. Yeah.
So Tennessee Woodwright one said the bugs are stink bugs. Is that really? I always thought of like
stink bugs being beetles.
I love you. Stop interrupting me.
I'm trying to help.
I thought that like June bugs were stink bugs because they kind of stink when they pop, but these guys are nasty, and I didn't know we had them in our area. The AR75 said we have a great outdoor cat to keep the mice out of the house. Our chickens did a pretty good job of that in our big house, but occasionally we'd get one in, and so we ended up having to put like poison in the light fixtures because that's for some reason where the mice liked to congregate, was just in the light fixtures. Nope. Stop. Annabelle said, I am so addicted to the tiny house movement and have been constantly researching everything I can. We like the tiny house movement. We're living in a tiny house. Like a tiny house, it should be a certain number of square feet or have a limited number of people in it. For instance, our house doesn't have a bathroom in it. Our shower comes in and goes out, and we have a solid built outdoor shower, and we use an outhouse instead of an indoor toilet. To make space for a bathroom too, it would probably be okay. But I have never liked cleaning bathrooms anyway, so I like having an outhouse.
I heard that.
The
kitten brought a grasshopper into the house.
Yeah. The indoor and the outdoor shower. Take a shower outside than it is to bring in the shower and hang it from the ceiling. It takes a little bit of to get the shower inside, but that's what we'll have to do in the winter. So again, the reason why I'm painting the floor so that we stop damaging it.
Read these two. Now you can say it out loud.
Florida Homesteader said, try 1/3 cup of apple cider vinegar set on a shelf. It will attract them. And will they just drown in it? That's a really good idea. Swamp Creek Cabin said, Kaya, our kitten brought a grasshopper into the house today while I was working. Ha ha. Kaya catches grasshoppers and feeds them to her kitten.
It's when he had the eye. He bites my finger accidentally.
Yeah, they're kind of crazy kittens, huh?
Yeah.
John Moore said, good day, ladies. McNamar said, yes, I think stink bugs. Oh, Sunny said, hi from Ivy and me. Angelica Speakman said, I like the tiny house movement as well. I'm working on the idea of a tiny house.
Good. I'm making a big teepee behind the house.
You are? Huh. Mm-hmm. I think eventually we'd like to build her a platform and then put a real, or maybe an A-frame to play in. with a window. Angela Pritchett said, I'm so with you on the cleaning bathrooms, but my husband insists on one. We're doing a composting toilet. Yeah. I'm not doing a composting toilet because I have the kids in school and because we are so public. It concerns me that somebody was ever called, I would want to be able to show them, look, I have a porta potty. It's legal to have a porta potty. I'm not on grid, and so you can't illegally having electricity out here or something. And so I'm trying to be really careful because I still have kids and because we're so public with what we're doing. A composting toilet, but again, I'm treading very lightly, very carefully, very softly in that space. YCM Deal said, we had electric lights in our outdoor toilet, had to turn the light off when occupied. Gaps too wide between the boards. That's awesome. And so, yes, they will drown in the apple cider vinegar. I'll have to get some out then.
What will? The stink bugs?
Yeah, the stink bugs.
Hi. Hi.
Tennessee Woodwright once said, if you need a foundation in Oklahoma, look up Hare and Beam Foundation on Pinterest, not hard. Then you could slide a 20 by 30 shed like you have now. That's a good idea. I've seen the pier and beam, and it's actually the way I wanted to build a house when I was in my 20s, was to do but here the problem is it gets so cold that you don't want to be raised up off the ground. You want to be as close to the ground as possible and insulated. And so that is the problem that John is worried about, is that we're going to have too much air circulating underneath the cabin, even though we don't have any pipes to freeze or anything. He's concerned that our feet will be cold and that we'll be cold. But hopefully we can find a solution. If we do end up, stop, put your hand down. Thank you. Hopefully we can find a really neat heating solution that will keep us warm even if we, but it seems like there's a lot of things that I said I wasn't going to do. Like I didn't think I was going to finish it up as much as I have. I didn't think we'd be here as long as we've been. And yet as things drag on, I just see that, well, I might as well finish this. Well, I might as well finish that. Well, it didn't cost this much to finish it. I might as well just do it. So I see that that's kind of how things are working out, is that I'm on me that I would like to see it finished. And a lot of the things that I'm doing, it doesn't really cost anything to do them, or it costs very little. So I'm just going ahead and doing it. Willow Creek made it.
My feet will not get cold in the winter because Granny bought me 2 pairs of boots. Granny did.
Yep, she did. Ah, gotcha. Tennessee Woodwright once said, you can put wall around the pier and beam to close it in and insulate it. Gotcha.
Hello.
Okay, so we're at the bottom now.
Willow
All right.
Creek. It says, hello, Willow Creek.
That I have left to do. Willow Creek said, well, and you got to stay busy, so may as well keep your surroundings going. LOL. Yes, and that's exactly true. I was walking back from the outhouse the other day, and I looked at the house, and I'm like, why am I leaving the garbage can and the kids' bikes in front of the house right now? Why am I doing that? I would feel much more encouraged about this if I put the bikes behind the house, and if I moved the garbage over closer to what I'm working with. So that it's just not sitting there looking ugly in front of my house. So we cleaned up around the house. We got everything retidied. And Tiffany was here 2 weeks ago, and she actually sorted all my lumber into piles while Brad was finishing the wall in the kitchen. I was trying to get the goat shed cleaned out of manure. So we were all working, and I felt so much better after Tiffany had been here. To clean everything. After Tiffany had been here, and she just walked around and tidied things up. That was really paying attention to detail and do that for me. And so seeing it like that made me realize, okay, I would feel better about this project if it was cleaner. Okay, you're starting to hurt me with your butt, honey.
Well, that's because you keep on switching me around.
Yeah, I'm trying to switch you to a different spot to leave a bruise on. Okay, Willow Creek said it would drive me nuts to have things unfinished around me. Yes, and things that didn't bother me before, I'm really trying to improve my videos. Now that I have so much of it finished, I have found the places I need to stand in order to have good lighting for filming. And with the girls in school, I haven't had somebody coming and bugging me every 2 seconds, so I've been able to get what I think are better videos done. Started to film in those locations. I'm starting to see things that haven't been finished and things that I don't like. And so, I mean, we came out here doing that intentionally. I came out thinking I'm going to put things on that don't cost anything just so that everything functions. And that's really how we started. It was just like get things up on the wall, get a cover for the closet, get some curtains up. And now that I can slow down and I have so many hours in the day to get things done, I'm looking back and saying, okay, now for the finesse work. I look back and I'm like, now for the finesse work, let's make it livable instead of just more than just livable. Let's make it feel homey. Let's make it feel comfortable. Right now, the trim on the loft is driving me crazy.
I like it.
Swamp Creek finished the trim above me on this loft, and it looks really nice. But the trim around the door and the other loft has not been finished. And in order to get that finished, I need to get out my table saw. Need to get out my table saw and rip some planks to a smaller dimension. I don't like table saws. I feel like they're going to eat me. I don't mind the miter saw, and I'm getting to not hate the hand saw. What is it called?
Hand saw.
No, it's not the hand saw. It's the skill saw. I'm not hating the skill saw as much as I did initially. I've not made friends yet. I just feel like it would be too easy for the kids to trip and get hurt if I had it on, and so it scares me to have the kids around when I'm using it. Willow Creek, I totally missed what you said. Let me go back and see what you said. Holly AR said, when do you expect your first freeze in your area? Anytime now. We could have it anytime. Usually we have snow for Halloween. So, okay, Kai, you're going to go in the kitchen and sit down and find something to do, okay?
Okay.
So, along with the plastering and the painting, I need to go get plastic to put onto the greenhouse. That's really important. I have seeds from M.I. Gardener, who I have an affiliate link for now, which I'm super excited. I've used their seeds in 3 gardens now, and they have germinated so well, been inexpensive, and been in a small enough packet that instead of like going out and having this enormous bundle of seeds and feeling overwhelmed, am I going to plant them? Are they going to germinate? Well, I have so many left over at the end of the year that I'm going to have seeds that aren't germinating because I couldn't use them all. About that, it's nice to be affiliated with their company, and if I don't get this plastic up on the greenhouse, I'm not going to have time to plant them. So I've got to get that done. But that much plastic is probably going to cost me just under $100 because I wanted to do 1 layer on the outside and then 1 layer on the inside, just as a buffer for the wind. Okay. Sunny DIY said where did you go? I was going to edit my videos when Ivy was in school. Now I'm scrambling before winter, getting cages and coops made. LOL. It's nice having that time alone. And that's true. It is winter, and like I keep aiming to get the goat shed cleaned out, and it just never happens. I go and I do a little bit, and then I get distracted on something else. I've had a lot of fun riding my bike into town, and then I come in and I film. I have a pretty good rhythm down, but I'm not getting an enormous amount of work done every day. Instead I'm getting little blocks and chunks of things done. Like I got these 2 half stripes done on the plastering today, and that's it because I ran out of plaster. I wanted to compare the stucco to the plaster, the regular.
This plaster?
Yes, I wanted to compare the stucco texture to the plaster of Paris texture. Kaya, go sit down now. Now. Stop moving. Next time I hear you move, I will get you schoolwork. Go sit down. Kaya, breathe. So I got 2 strips that I can compare to each other, but I don't have any project finished. And I have the goat shed 1/4 of the way cleaned out, but not finished. I'm going to unplug my computer. That was not, yeah. We're gonna unplug the computer really quick. Okay,
Should I unplug the fridge?
Huh? No, the fridge will be just fine. I just don't want the computer to get destroyed. Okay, so everything's unplugged. We might not have very much battery power left. Cynthia Phillips, thank you. Let's see. Gunmetal Glitter made it. Hooray! Gunmetal Glitter is also working on a sweater. How exciting. Tim McKinnon said, did you choose to live like this, living like this? Yes, I did. I wanted to live like this ever since I was a kid. It would have been harder when I was really young because I didn't have real good health. But in my 20s, desperately wanted to do, except I was like digging holes and plastering willows and doing alternative buildings that were just completely free and living in a hammock in my parents' back pasture. So this is definitely a step up. Hugely successful. Little house for us. We can probably improve on things forever. Like if we were to live in this for years, I think that every year would get better. We'd change something. The way that I finish the interior, all I have to do is take things down and put something better up. None of it is permanent. None of it was expensive. Almost none of it cost anything. Even now when I'm doing the plastering, it was like $7 to put the plaster on the ceiling and see which one I liked better. I really like the stucco. The plaster's okay if you put sand in it, but it's going to get chalky and white in a way that the stucco won't. So I really like the stucco, but the stucco is going to be more expensive in the long run to cover. So, hey pup, thanks for coming in. All right. Gunmetal Glitter said, we also just bought our first house. I'm starting my first garden in the spring. Found the spot that gets most sun with the best slope. Any advice for a newbie? Go to your local library and look up a whole bunch of books. My preference is to put down things like cardboard. I like to put down cardboard so that I have a weed barrier, and then I use a lot of manure, and I do a lot of raised beds. Say just go educate yourself and find the method that you think sounds like it would work for you and use it. Yeah, it really stinks in here because that plaster. If we're going to be here a little bit longer, I'm going to try and build on to the goat shed. What was I saying? I want to build on an addition to the goat shed that will make it a little bit more winter and snow proof. And I need to get a little chicken coop out here on our property, on our side of the ditch rather than on the renter's side of the ditch. So we're not having to go onto their property to feed our chickens. Yes, Rock Glen, they both look exactly the same. Stucco and the plaster, because I did add sand, so they look almost identical from either side. One of them definitely went on easier, and one of them I can get cheaper, but after it dries, I'm going to have to paint over it, prime it and paint over it if I'm going to use the plaster, which means 2 more containers of something else I have to buy. Whereas with the stucco, it looks fine white enough that it isn't going to be shedding on us for the rest of our lives. Sunny DIY said, Gunmetal, also don't put a ton of money into your first garden so you can get to know your growing season better. I made that mistake in New York. It's so true. We all spend way too much money the first year. Instead, just plant a little garden. Use secondhand things. Yeah, just don't go all in on your first year because you really don't know. And learn from your old granny. There has to be somebody across the road who has a big garden. Go learn from them how to do it. Let's see. Yeah, Willow Creek said, we tried planting this year and have had some fails and some successes. You just have to get to know your soil. Or if you don't have soil, like in my instance, I don't have soil, I just have rocks. And so that's why we build our raised beds the way that we do, out of carbon, like wood and manure from the animals. And then we build on top of that dirty sheep's wool down, and then we put perlite and some mixture of perlite and peat moss on top of that, and that's what we plant into on the top. Well, first, because we don't have soil. Simple Tradition made it. Hooray. Yes, Willow Creek Homestead said she's not kidding. Rocks, rocks, rocks. Yep, there's nothing but rocks. If you don't water first, you can't dig a hole. That family said hello from Chile, South America. Good to see ya. Oh, how are we doing? Okay, 6:30. And John was supposed to be on. I'm kind of wondering where he, oh, I wonder if he is still in school. Yes, honey. It looks beautiful. No, you can't, because when you come out and start talking. I'll ask John.
So I just made a little bag for the little fish I made for my little doll. I just barely crocheted it, so yeah.
Chili Expat Family said, Dirt Patch, I am hoping my son will bring my wife's new wheel for spinning. I thought you guys didn't order one. Oh, there's 1 Acre Homestead, and there's Planting Seeds for Life. How's it going? All right, yeah, we need to open those windows back up because that plaster is getting really stinky. Just open it up 1 inch and open up a little bit of it in the kitchen to see if we can get a draft. I won't open this one because I think the rain will come in for sure. Open one in the kitchen.
One is already open.
Is there? We'll actually get some air moving. And the one upstairs, is it open?
No, it had rain coming in.
Was it raining a lot or just a little bit?
Like there was almost a puddle inside.
Almost a puddle? So, no, you're not going upstairs. You don't need to contradict your sister. Okay.
When I went up there, I did see a puddle.
Is it dry?
Angela Pritchett said, did you opt out of the Rocket Mass heater? We haven't opted out. Come in and talk. That's not very nice. Angela Pritchett said, did you opt out of the Rocket Mass heater? We didn't opt out of that Rocket Mass heater. I'm still looking into it, but I need to figure out how to do it. We are a tiny space, and I don't know that a Rocket Mass heater heavy, and if you don't build them right, they don't draw, they don't do well. So we are looking into that. Sunny DIY said, with lots of rocks, it helps to have a hand tiller. I don't dig anymore here. I till the area and then pull rocks out, LOL, and smaller stuff I scoop with a shovel. Gotcha. We do have a hand tiller, and in the front pasture, we have done a little garden that we use the tiller for. It just about broke the tiller, and there's always new rocks. So instead, we just keep doing the raised beds. Oh, gotcha. Chile Expat Family said, our buddy has one in California, and my son is trying to bring it on the airline. Gotcha. DIY, when planting my berries, I had to till deeper and deeper, scooping, but as I went, since the rocks are huge. Deep South made it. Hooray. I saw that Heidi and Brad made it. Oh, it was Tiffany and Brad too. Sorry, commonality of names. I saw that Heidi and Brad from Laurie Family Homestead left you guys, so nesters. You're everyone's favorite aunt and uncle. Hey, Off-Grid with Doug and Stacy made it. Hooray! Oh, they of the big check mark. Our most valued watchers, right? Yeah, Laurie Family Homestead. So I don't know what that means. What does that mean, Doug and Stacy, the spaces? Bigman said, here in Arizona, I think that we have to put the garden fabric over our garden to protect the plants from the extreme sun, as well as a triple fence barrier around the garden. Isn't that different the techniques are from one place to another? Chili Expat Family says, power's going out and it's late here. See y'all. See ya. So I don't know who else is in here creeping. I don't know how many people are watching that aren't joining the conversation, but apparently my husband is one of them. Okay. Oh, wait, Mountain Man said, why would you leave something you've put so much into? Well, we're not leaving it. It's still on our property. It's in school. Paige.
We have a yellow jacket.
So go squish it. Or shut the window. Stop.
I just want out of the window so it's not dying. Slow down. Just so that I can go play outside.
Put it in a cup.
Okay.
Kai, no, you're just making it bad.
Okay, girls, please stop fighting over the yellow jacket. Okay? Girls. Okay, I'm totally missing what's going on because we're having a meltdown over a yellow jacket. Okay, why would you leave something you put so much time into or so much into? Well, it'll still be on our own property. Shh. Girls, shush. It will still be here on our property for us to use when we want to, or to turn into an Airbnb. Still be here. We're going to Oklahoma so that we can be with John, and I need to be able to homestead while we're there because that's just how I live. And so we wouldn't be there forever, and this is pretty movable, I guess, if we decided to come back and move it to new property or sell the farm and move somewhere else. It's all kind of up in the air, but at the moment, it doesn't look like we're getting to Oklahoma anytime soon anyway, so we're going to be here for a bit. Sunny Day always said, can't use like a normal hand tiller, more like a rock loosener. I love that. Swamp Creek said, okay. Hi, Doug and Stacy. Love your video about the poor man's steakies and cabbage. Now I know what to do with my other half of cabbage after I make my chicken tortilla soup. That's awesome. Willow Creek said, creeping, haha. Then she said, there are 56 watching. And then she said, or creeping. You're hilarious. Swamp Creek Cabin said, look out, Mr. Dirt is creeping around in here. I know, he is. Mr. Dirt said, honey, I'm doing homework here. Gotcha. Quiet on the set. Deep South Homestead said, Lori kids had meltdown over spiders.
We're gonna go take it over here.
Okay, go take it outside and go dump it out. That's great. I'm glad you're not squishing it. Duct tape works wonders, right? But Doug and Stacy said, it's on runners. LOL. Move it anywhere, just like today's video. Exactly. And we have it on, it's just on, what are they called? Skids. So we could totally move it. But I kind of like it back here. I like having it back here. If I can get it finished up well enough to put it on as an Airbnb, I will. We have to get permission from the renters, because, and we would have to pay the renters to do the maintenance while we were gone. And where she is expecting a new baby, it might just be too much on her plate. And we might just never leave because we don't have a house to go to in Oklahoma yet. We thought we would, but we don't. One Acre Homestead said, I would love to see you do more with goat's milk. Well, I can definitely accommodate you with that because we always have lots of goat's milk. Elka Speakman said, scorpions are far worse than spiders. I can totally imagine that. So we have 15 minutes left. Is there anything else in particular? No, we're not. What? No.
She's showing them what you meant.
No, just go put it outside, please, and put up the cup.
It's not stink.
I know. I love you. We're not gonna play with the bugs right now.
Well, Kai was already playing with one.
Chad Bauman said, I like the idea of a storage shed house. We have liked it. I love that it actually looks like a little house instead of just like a shed. And I love the lofts. If we didn't have the lofts, this would not be a livable situation at all. Because it totally separates your sleeping space from your living space, makes you feel like they're two separate spaces. And the fact that the roof is so high compared to the lofts makes it, it's an optical illusion, but it makes you feel like you have more space. Cindy DIY said, you guys will get there slowly but surely. Very true. Swamp Creek Cabin said, we have fallen into fall here. It feels very much like summer here still, but last week we had a day where it rained on and off all day, and now today we've had some heavy rain on and off all day long. And that's really nice. I really appreciate that because I'm kind of gearing down with the watering. I'm watering once a week and not as many hours, trying to get the trees acclimated to go to sleep. Gunmetal Glitter said, love the goat care videos recently and chance for an updated rabbit video. The rabbits are over on the renter side right now, and I would like to do one. I'm purchasing 2 of her females from her, or 2. But I need to get their hutch finished before I do that. So hopefully that'll be a video soon of me getting the frame built for the hutch and getting it moved over here to our side of the ditch.
I can make a cage for them.
You totally could, huh? And so I need to get that finished. It's over, and then I can give a better detailed walk through the rabbits. I look back at some of my old videos and they're so horrible. The camera work is bad, the details are bad, and even some of my more recent ones, I look at them and I'm like, what did I think? What kind of information was I trying to share? Because I don't think I shared it the way that it is kind of difficult. I think it's easier now that the kids are in school, for sure, because then it's not so sporadic, but it's still interesting. Deborah Kelly said it's a nice spot there. It is a nice spot here. We like it. Willow Creek Homestead said, I'm milking 2 awesome goats. That's my big news. LOL. Yes, and I see that they are very happy there, and it just tickles me to pieces. I think they really make the homestead thrive because you have the manure, you have the income from the milk or from the babies, you have the milk for your family. But if you want to raise baby lambs, if you want to raise pigs, the goats are a huge addition. So I'm so glad to see them on your homestead because we really didn't need that much milk here. We only are milking two goats right now, enough for my family for all our milk uses and enough for our renters' family for all their milk uses. And that's just 2 goats. How many people is that? 12? That's 12 people from 2 goats. So, Craig, let's see. Calgon, take her away. What? Okay. What's Calgon? Swamp Creek Cabin said, look at temperatures down in the low 40s next week. That's what our night temperatures have been. On and off through the summer. We've had some pretty cold nights. Deep South Home said, John, we just got home from the fair. Oh, I hope you guys took video of it. That would be fun to see your fair. Planting Seeds for Life said, Mr. Dirt, how much time do you have? What's a TUB? Willow Creek said, Doug and Stacy, that would require a TUB. What's a tub? Calgon. Am I missing something? Mr. Dirt said, nice DSH. How far is the fair from your place? South Homestead said, less than 10 minutes. Mr. Dirt said, planting seeds for life tonight or when? Oh, gotcha. I should stop reading your conversations because it's going to make everything garbled. Angela Pritchett said, have you added anything to the kitchen lately? I'm working on building up our food storage. I need to go get some 5-gallon buckets to put underneath the benches, because it would be nice to have more than like 1 week backup of all my different flowers. Plenty of space under there, so I should really just go do that and then bulk up on my flowers, because no, you're going to stop interrupting me. I love you so much, but stop interrupting me, okay? So I would like to get all of my dry goods in 5-gallon buckets. I think I have space for 12 5-gallon buckets just underneath the bench that we sit on. and I want to go to the dollar store and get some baskets. I created a new shelf up here in the space between the rafters, or the floor joists, between the floor joists. And so I have a new shelf there, and I need to get some baskets so that it kind of pulls it in and makes it look pretty instead of rough. And I need to cut some boards for the ends so that you can't see the insulation poking through. Huh? It'll have to wait until I'm done, honey, and then I can make waffles.
How long?
No.
We have 12 minutes.
Mac and cheese.
I can make macaroni and cheese. That's fine. But you're not going to bug me during the live show. Okay, put it in the fridge, please. Have I put anything new in the kitchen lately? Let's see. What I see is that I need to get some baskets, some cheap baskets that match, that make it easier to kind of categorize things together. Because what's taking up most of the shelf space right now is things like shampoo and oils, cosmetic oils, and that kind of thing for when we shower. And what else do we have up there? I think that's all I really have up there that we use. And so that's ridiculous to only have that small amount of stuff up on that shelf after I went to all that trouble to make it. And then I have my spices are the lids of jars have been screwed into the shelf so that all I have to do is screw them in and screw them off. So I need to show you guys what I've done. And I need to walk you through that. But at the moment, I just feel like it's chaotic, and I want to get those baskets first so that I can really explain my vision for it, if that makes sense. It has those woven ribbon baskets that obviously are $1 because they're at the dollar store. But I have, and then because I don't have enough willow from the willow fence to make all those baskets right now, and I'm not an expert at basket making. So Willow Creek Homestead said rabbit is tasty. Yes, it is very tasty.
Mom, I'm making a rope for my doll.
Are you?
Yeah.
08 Mountain Man said best wishes wherever you guys go. Thank you. Oscar with Doug and Stacey said, anytime you want to feel better about your old videos, go look at ours. Whatever. Your videos were always good. I know a big part of it was that we all upgraded our camera equipment and our editing equipment. I mean, I know that huge difference. Just not having that graininess and learning about lighting and all that kind of thing. It makes such a huge difference. Just gear. Let's see. Sunny DIY said, you also get moments to free your brain out of mom mode for a bit and helps in getting things done. Oh, for sure. Even though I'm moving from small project to small project, or from getting small bits of big projects done here and there, I am getting a lot more done in a day than I was before. Mr. Dirt said, I looked at the title and thought you were going to come on the show all schnockered. I thought about that, right? I couldn't think of any more clever way to do it. Tiny house getting plastered and painted. Very true. Not schnockered. Willow Creek Homestead said, I don't even dare look at our old videos. I know, it's rough. In the beginning, I was putting up something like 7, 12 videos a day, and I was just taking them in little clips. I wasn't editing them at all. Some of them are okay. Most of them are terrible. But it was about starting. It was about doing something. Oh, hey, Art and Homesteading. Oh, Willow Creek Homestead said Colgan is a bath salt for relaxation. Yeah, I don't have one of those things that hold large amounts of water, and my kids would swear at me all day if I made them haul enough to fill a bathtub, for sure. Right. Off-grid with Doug and Stacey. LOL, Holly. I thought she would get that. LOL. Yeah. And Val said, I live in North Carolina, so we can grow plants well. I will put my tiny house on my daughter's land and still looking for someone to build it. Where do you guys live? I gather it's very cold there. We're in Idaho, southern Idaho, so it's very cold. Off-grid with Doug and Stacey. What's a tub? Wahahaha. Yep, she lost it. I did. I totally lost it. Although Doug and Stacey have a super nice tub. Super nice tub. And what with their fantastic big, what's it called, guys? Cistern. With their big cistern, I mean, they have running water in the house and they don't have a well and it's not powered. It's just gravity fed. And so they are fantastic, life of luxury bathtub people now. Or athletic club showers or going down to the horse trough.
It is so good.
Okay, what did I miss? Mr. said, hey, DSH, this wagon ain't moving like last week. Someone go grab the rain. You're funny. Ah. Holly AR75 said, my Walmart still sells Calgon, but I don't have a tub either. I know. It's not a horrible thing not to have a tub. It'd be nice to go bathe. But here's the thing. I enjoy my outdoor shower more than I enjoy a really long shower. It's not the length of the shower that matters to me, is the convenience factor. Like the convenience factor of being able to step into a shower and then step back out quickly is great. The thing that takes me the longest is when I wash my hair. I do have to use quite a bit more water when I wash my hair. And I do wash it here, but I don't take a shower at the same time. I kind of wash them separately because I don't know. I mean, indoor showers are nice. On-grid showers are fantastic and warm and wonderful, but there's a note of adventure to an outdoor shower. Get in and get out before the mosquitoes get you. And you don't get that in an indoor shower where you have like endless supplies. The only thing is after 45 minutes, you'll probably run out of hot water, but it doesn't have that note of adventure. But it is definitely easier to shave your legs and wash your hair when you have plumbing.
Right.
That's for sure.
And what really gets annoying is that you can't really move in it.
Yeah, the indoor shower is quite small. It's the hula hoop with the 2 shower curtains inside a bucket hung from the ceiling. And so that is the thing, is you're always touching the plastic. You can't really turn around. If you turn around too much, the shower curtain tries to open and then you get water on the floor, which we don't want. And so I probably need to just smart up a little bit and figure out how to do it in a way that is easier to get in and out of without getting water on the floor. And then I think we'll like it. Mm-hmm. So I probably just need to think through it a little more than I'm thinking now.
And guys, don't think it's a really small bucket like the normal size bucket. It is like huge.
It is. It's a big bucket. It's a big bucket.
You still can't move around.
Willow Creek Homestead said, I'm on a Walmart strike, LOL. I know, right? Locally, our 2 local stores closed, our Kings and our Abbott's. They closed, and they had everything in the world. They had bikes and socks and sewing notions and puzzles and all the, and camping gear and that kind of thing. But for the year that I was gone, apparently I affected their stockholders, and they went out of business while I was gone because I used to live there. So our last general store that we have that's a True Value, I am there every day buying 50 cents worth of something just because I don't want them to go out of business. I do not like Walmart. Helios made it. Calgon equals bubble bath. Relief from child's dress in a tub. Oh, thank you, Helios. Okay, so Helios put the whole story for me together because I really couldn't figure out. Maybe it was too many people talking about, and I thought everything was an acronym and I couldn't figure it out. Thank you, Helios. How are you? We have been thinking about you. Let's see. Yeah, we're all missing the rains tonight, aren't we? I think that's what Mr. Dirt is saying, is that we're missing Patrick and Heidi.
Yep.
Helios Higgins said, I'm not a driver, I'm a traveler. And everything worked out okay? Are you good? Susie L. Bazzi said, do you ever use Masaka corn flour? It's gluten-free and inexpensive for corn tortillas. I've tried to use it and use it a lot, but I am really sensitive just to corn, period. I can kind of get away with corn on the cob a little bit because it's fresh and not dry and made into a flour. I'm trying to figure it out. If I use sprouted, cornmeal, I actually can eat it. So I don't know if I can make tortillas out of it. I haven't tried yet, but you have made me think of it. So thank you. Charlotte made it. Hi, Charlotte.
Hi, Charlotte.
Mr. Dirt says, I have one of those bathtubs here, just saying. I know, it is a lovely bathtub that you have there. I've seen it. It's wonderful. It works really well. I can't come yet, not until there's like a house that I could put goats at. Jesse Fuller said, I like to see low quality videos to start because it shows how most of us have to start. It's so true. You don't have money when you start out. You have no idea what you're doing. You're feeling uncomfortable being in front of the camera. The nice thing is that the old cameras, the old phones that we used to use didn't show like imperfections the same way the new ones do. Like the new ones pick out every single imperfection. The old ones were so blurred that it didn't matter how close you got, you still looked fine.
This is my little doll, and I just made her a little rope to wrangle with, and then I had this little bag to carry her toy, and
perfect. And she matches your apron that you made.
Yeah.
So nicely.
I think I'm gonna crochet a little bag, or I could have my water carrier, except it's not green. But my string isn't green, so.
Very true. Avon Leon made it on. I want to say hi to her. So this is my thought on bathtubs and bathrooms and everything. Now, the girls haul the water for the most part, and we use it for laundry, and we use it for bathing and cooking and everything else. And I enjoy that interaction with my life. I don't like just turning a faucet and not having to think about it. It's kind of zen to me.
I'm actually normally the one holding a drinking water page. Helps me do the laundry water.
And when you're not here, I fill water up too.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
for
Paige does the shower outlet herself.
Yep. So when I think about a house with like multiple bathtubs and showers and everything, I don't like cleaning them. I don't like the fact that there's a tendency for mold to grow in bathrooms. I don't like that. I feel like when there's always the convenience of those things that we take them for granted, at least I know I do. And so where I'm grateful for a big long hot shower every once in a while. Simplicity of my little 1 quart gallon, 1 quart. Let's see, we put 1.5 gallons of water into the sprayer now, and we all shower with it. So how many quarts does that leave for each person? Like 1.5 quarts, 2 quarts, 2 quarts for each of us for a shower, and we're thoroughly clean with the exception of washing our hair. If we wash our hair, then it takes the full 5 gallons. But the experience, and it's going to be interesting how long we're going to be here. When we first lived off grid in my family, it was in winter time, and that was challenging. We were in an old single wide trailer, and there was 6 children and 2 parents in that single wide trailer. I think the most challenging part of it was that my mom hadn't lived that way before, so she didn't know how to manage. And so when it came to getting dishes clean and knowing that you needed to use hot water to get them fully clean, or to have gotten rid of most of the dishes so that every person only had 1 set of dishes, to get rid of as many clothes as you could, to go through and make sure you didn't have any clothes that didn't fit you, just to streamline everything before you went off grid. It's very, very important to do that. Otherwise, you're washing things unnecessarily, whether it be dishes or whether it be clothes, at a time. And if you have that much to do and you add on to it redundancy of objects, it's miserable. And when we did it when I was a kid, it was miserable. There was just too many kids, too many clothes, too many dishes to work well when we didn't have practice doing it. And have any way to bathe. We didn't have any kind of plumbing at all. Whereas, not that we have plumbing, because we don't, but we hadn't figured out how to heat up water on the stove and put up a hula hoop curtain in the bathtub inside that container that we could then lift out and take out and dump. There is a system to it. There is a magic to trying it in the easy months, perfecting it in the easy summer months, getting all your systems in place, finding a way to dispose of gray water safely, making sure that you have an outhouse that works correctly. And it's scary to do. I can't imagine how scary it would be to do it with 6 kids. And Dad was gone a lot at the time. And so my mom was a rock star in the way that she did it, but I wish it had been easier on her, which is one of the reasons I make these videos, is to be like, hey guys, this is how you do it. It's easy. Do it this way, or at least try it this way and then turn it into whatever way you want to turn it into. But it was hard in the early spring months. It was really hard because it was cold and it was wet and we didn't have our systems in place. The best time to do it, in my opinion, is in the early summer. Yeah, it's not real hot, it's not cold anymore, and it gives you a month to get your insulation in and to get your systems in place. House off grid in winter or early spring because it's cold and it's uncomfortable. It's just not fun. And yet it's exactly what we did. We did it early spring and it wasn't perfect. It wasn't horrible though. My in-laws were really, really generous. We stayed in the RV. We had propane heat while we were getting it put together. And we had Josh from Essential Mountain Homesteading who helped us so much that we got it put together very quickly with his help. And now I'm really happy with how it's turned out. But it took us, how long have we been here now? Since April?
4.
April, May, June, July, August, September. About 5 months. We've been here about 5 months now. And the progression, the progress we've made has been great. The fact that we did it slowly meant that it wasn't real expensive. In fact, it was the way that we did it, with the exception of buying the shed. So the way that we did it made a huge difference. It had to do with having people that we got advice from, that we could depend on for certain things. And the fact that I had already done it to some degree, and that we had been in an RV for a year, you know, so we were used to living in tiny spaces. Angelica Speakman said, we haul water, so showers are better than bathtubs. Exactly. We haul water too. And if you're trying to fill up a bathtub, oh my gosh, you could live for 4 days on the amount of water that it would take to fill up a bathtub. To include laundry, but not quite. What do you mean, Helios, the brethren and sistren? Yeah, Willow Creek Homestead said a tub you just have to clean. It's overrated, LOL. Said Julie, did I miss seeing you paint and plaster? I was talking about the paint and plaster earlier. I took the video of it today, and I'm going to edit it and put it up probably tomorrow.
So 8 days.
But mostly I was talking about the projects that I'm working on currently. Charlotte said, got lots of tubs. Friend gave me them to use for container garden. What I use them for. That's awesome. Planting Seeds for Life said, you just like a challenge, in and out before the mosquitoes get you. So true. Helios Higgins said, brother and haul waters for the cistern. I don't know who,
Cistern, haul water for the cistern.
We haul water for ourselves. It's not a big deal. We use about 6 gallons of water a day if we're not washing hair. That 6 gallons is cooking, cleaning, and showering. There's something about the outdoor shower, but now that it's colder up there, there's no way I'd be doing that right now. It actually wasn't that cold last night. I showered outside last night. But most of the time we shower in here now. It just takes a little bit more forethought to get everything set up and ready to go. Lazy Bee said, not sure I need a shower to be an adventure. Well, is that the shower works with 1.5 gallons of water. And that's pretty amazing. And if we weren't actually getting clean, I wasn't willing to take part in. But the fact that you can get clean, really clean, with 2 quarts of water, as long as you're not washing your hair, 2 quarts of water, and it's because of the pressure of the pump or of the pressure of the pump that you're holding in your hand, the sprayer, you can target the spot that you're washing. So instead of standing under one big stream of water and then like turning and trying to do it quickly, instead you turn it on, you let it go so that it turns off, you soap up, you get it back, and then you rinse off. You get just as clean, but you don't use as much water because you're just targeting the area that you're currently cleaning. Chad Bauman said, hot water and AC could be two things I'd have a hard time living without. We have hot water. We have totally hot water. We heat it up on the propane stove here. We have a really big teapot that we heat up, a big 3-gallon pot that I heat up when we're doing laundry. And so we have totally hot water. And as far as the AC, our house is situated under a couple of trees that help when it's hot outside. But our flow through and our air has been really good.
Hey, Mom, has it been 12 minutes?
Almost.
How many minutes?
Shh. And so we have yet to not be totally comfortable now that we have insulation in. We're warm enough at night and we're cool enough during the day when it's hot. Kaya, please stop. Evan Leon said, plastic swimming pool to catch the water. Well, a plastic swimming pool would be fine, but it's not something I could pick up and get out the door. The tub that I have right now is about 2.5 feet across. And so when we're finished with it, I just pick the tub up and go out and dump it underneath the shower. Stop. You're going to stop right now. Stop. I'm not happy with you right now. Please stop. With a swimming pool, it bends in the middle, so there's no way, like it's not sturdy enough plastic for me to be able to pick it up and get it out through the door without it. And so that's kind of the problem with the swimming pool. I did think of that, but unfortunately in our situation it wouldn't work because I have to, if I tried to like bucket it or pour it then into a smaller tub, it would just make a mess.
Have to put it sideways to even get out.
Yeah, we'd have to put it sideways to even get it out the door.
Could use a vacuum and suck up all the water.
Let's see. Yeah, that's right. Somebody just, I didn't see who reminded me, but I did. I plugged it back in. Let's see. Oh, I missed so many. How did I miss so many? Okay. Art and Homesteading said, I remember the good old days when we had to bring milk jugs of hot water upstairs to wash. We did have a tub though, haha. Well, see, that would totally work. Again, we didn't put plumbing in because we know in winter time any pipes would freeze. So we don't have any plumbing. So it's easier for me just to haul the water in and out. Willow Creek said, I miss Kings. I know, so do I. They were so good. Evelyn Leanne said, I just found our True Value hardware neat place and I love it. I know, it just makes me happy that we have one here. Let's see. Ooh, Tennessee Woodwright said, Army surplus collapsible tub, use it for shower. I'll have to go in and see. I did not know they made something like that. Thank you for that. Chad Bauman said, what's the store with the bulk foods out west? That place looks great. Nothing like that here. It's called a Winco, and it's an employee-owned company that is discount, and it's amazing. Not Normal Tree said, hey, if you need a break, come visit. I'm canning. For from the live show, Angela Pritchett said we had a tub to put in ours. Found it in a bathroom mirror medicine cabinet for $35. Couldn't pass it up. That's awesome. Made it. Yay.
Heaven?
Okay. Holly AR75 said Paige is very crafty, not sure how old she is, but I can imagine what she'll be able to do with herself when she's older. I know. I'm trying to teach her how to use a pattern right now because part of the problem is that they're doing a lot of artsy things, but they don't know how to replicate something that they're looking at. So I'm going to teach them how to make their own patterns off of things that they already own so that they can dismantle something and make a pattern off of it. Not Normal Tree said, we have a tub in Washington if anyone wants.
Mama has a baby tip.
What, honey?
How many more minutes?
Willow Creek Homestead said, I took a working dryer for granted. LOL. I am enjoying working around it and line drying without a line. So pig pen fence drying. Who else told me? It was Shanahan that said that. It was saying that that's what she does. She dries things on her fence. Chad Bauman said, any experience with propane lighting? That's the direction I'm heading. When I was a kid, we had a propane fridge, and we cooked with propane because we had solar panels, but we used the propane for keeping the fridge. It kept the fridge cold, and also for cooking. But we never tried the propane lighting. We never did do that, except for camping. So I don't have experience with that. I really like my kerosene. I think it's wonderful. Cynthia Phillips said, your girls are so adorable and you're so patient with them. Well, I'm trying to be patient with them right now. Avon said, we had our bathrooms torn up for about 3 months working on them, so I have been Amish bathing for that long, and I have to say I actually really don't mind it. I use way less water. It's so true.
What's Amish?
Of course, now that we have a shower again, I feel like a queen. LOL. So true.
What's Amish bathing?
Willow Creek Homestead said, I might quit using the dishwasher. Gasp. Well, and when we had a lot of milk, we used that dishwasher a lot for sterilizing the jars, or when I was canning and stuff like that. So I don't, for me, hand washing versus dishwashing, I think both are wonderful. And everything I'm saying is not a judgment against other people of what they use. For me, it's just when things slow down a little bit.
And I will definitely feel like the queen of the world.
Okay, Tom McKinnon is taking off. Thank you.
What?
Okay, it was Mr. Dirt who reminded me to plug it back in. Thank you.
Real shower.
Lazy Bee said, Willow Creek, you might convince me to give up the dryer, but you'll take the dishwasher for my cold, dead hands. I love it. Yeah, that's true. Willow Creek said, Avon, I get frustrated that I still have to hand wash what's left after I load the dishwasher. Might be better just to teamwork and get it all done once. Yeah, and I did that a lot. The only thing I really put in the dishwasher is a lot of milk jugs so that they were sanitized. But we did a lot of hand washing when we were in the big house, huh? Yeah. Avon said, Julie, it sounds like you come from an off-grid upbringing. Awesome. Thank you. Let's see. Okay, Planting Seeds for Life is heading out.
How many more minutes? Mom, how many more minutes?
Okay, Shelia Dutton said, well, I like my bath time, so don't if I could do it, but more power to you, ma'am. That's awesome. Charlotte said, will you be adding a well? Well, we have a well here. Our property has a well. Our house has a well. We have a hand pump on our well, and we just use the hand pump that's on our well. So the girls only go about maybe 25 yards. They walk to the well, fill up the water, and bring it back.
And it's very hard. It hurts muscles.
Oh, Not Normal Tree said, if your sister's going to you with the truck, I've got bathtub and stuff you can have. Oh, you're very kind. Thank you. Sheila Dutton said, well, how about when you wash your hair? So when I wash my hair, I get the big tub that we stand in when we shower, and I fill up the pump, the water with the pump, the sprayer with water, and then I wash my hair into the tub so that I can sit on the stairs and not drip on things, and that's how I do it. When we wash the girls' hair, we just fill up the pump a little higher than normal, and then I wash their hair so that there's not a lot of splashing. Did I not rinse you off? I thought I was the one that brought it in and rinsed you off, didn't I? Pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure that
Avon said, Julie, I love the laundry line's new clothespin. Thank you. Lazy Bee is heading off. Chad Bauman said, all this talk about tubs makes me sad. I'm a big guy and our little tub is too small for a nice bath. Maybe a big trough. Sounds awesome. Creek took off. Yay, I finally caught up. Okay. All right, we are 20 minutes after the hour. Mongo Sue says, yay, I'm watching you from Northern Ireland. Welcome, welcome. Okay, guys, I have a little girl who is getting crankier by the second. She wants more dinner than what I've already given her, so I better go feed her. So I am going to take off and
Love you guys.
watch videos for all the plastering that I got done, and we'll talk to you later.